5 years ago today, I posted my very first Dance Mums Uncovered episode, and since then, I've been sharing my research into various Dance Mums topics. As of recording this video, I have made 76 different episodes. Today I'll be ranking what I believe are my 10 best videos and my 10 worst videos in the Dance Mums Uncovered series. I scored them based on the following 3 criteria: how accurate, informative, and interesting I believe they are. Without further ado, let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Kicking off the worst video list is number 10, Does Your Favourite Dancer Still Dance? Even though this was part of Dance Mums Uncovered Season 3, some of the information in this video is already quite outdated. Several of the girls who seem to be taking a break from dance have actually gotten more involved in the industry, including Bryn and Kalani, who teach dance now. And some of the other cast members have booked major dancing jobs, such as Cameron, who is now a backup dancer to Usher. I also wish that I made it clearer in this video that it's totally okay if some of the girls don't want to dance anymore. They've already spent years of their childhoods dancing and certainly don't need to continue just to please their fans. 9. Debunking fake scenes on Dance Mums. I just believe that this video has a few inaccuracies, such as when I talk about an AfterBuzz interview that Abby gave, where she claimed that she never said that Maddie, Kenzie and Kalani would be the only ones to work in LA. Now that we have the production notes for Season 5, and we also have a better understanding of the ways in which Abby excuses her behaviour, it's pretty obvious that she's covering for herself in this interview. 8. Strained mother-daughter relationships. In retrospect, it feels rather nosy of me to try and analyse these mother-daughter relationships. Christy and Chloe, for instance, have had people speculating about their relationship since they first began on Dance Mums. I do stand by the fact that there was truly some concerning information in this video though, especially concerning the relationships with the Walmsleys and with the Sewas. I simply hope that if nothing, this video has warned some parents not to push their kids into working so much during their formative years. 7. Maddie Ziegler's advantages. You can tell in this video that I was a little dismissive of the idea that Maddie got better choreography. You see, I'm not in the dance world, so I'm not going to pretend that I know everything about what makes choreography good. But since the creation of this video, several cast members have insisted that Maddie's choreography was much more competitive than what the other girls received. 6. Was the Season 5 Nationals competition rigged? I no longer believe it when Abby and the mums claim that they thought that the awards were over at Nationals when they stormed out. They were clearly upset and trying to make a statement. We've seen countless times in the production notes that Abby didn't trust Energy Dance competition in Season 5. And since Centre Stage is owned by the same company, it makes sense that she doesn't trust them either. Even though it seems that Abby has only spoken out about these 2 competitions, I personally believe that there were other competitions on the show that had their results messed with by production. After all, it seems like there were plenty of instances where things were skewed heavily in the ALDC's favour. But when so many competitions appear to be skewed in your favour, it seems rather unsportsmanlike to then get upset when they seem skewed against you. 5. Is Maddie Melissa's favourite child? A few of the things in this video have been clarified since I made it. Melissa has explained that the reason why she didn't tell Kenzie that they were leaving was because she knew that Kenzie couldn't keep a secret, and one of the conditions of them leaving was that they weren't allowed to tell the other cast members about it. In the video, I suggested that Abby didn't have a say in who gets a solo and who doesn't. But in recent times, cast members, including Abby herself, have explained that she was constantly fighting to give Maddie solos. This probably includes the instance where she put Maddie into the competition against Mackenzie in Season 4. You can also tell when I made this video that I was trying to defend Melissa. After all, it seems pretty obvious that she said Kenzie looked like a 7-year-old on the stage, and I don't really believe that it was taken out of context anymore. 4. Is this the most underrated cast member? I don't really believe a lot of what I said in this video anymore. Sure, Gianna's work was necessary for the show to function, but I no longer think that she was an advocate for all the kids. After all, stories have been told of her high-fiving Abby when she made fun of Chloe's eye. She's also had some rather mean moments with the kids of the show, and continues to back Abby up, despite seeing her horrific teaching tactics up close. 3. Maddie wasn't actually a sore loser. In the early days of Dance Mums Uncovered, this was my favourite video. And the main point of it is still something I stand by, the idea that Maddie wasn't a brat. It's totally normal for young kids to struggle to deal with their big emotions. It's not bad that Maddie wanted to dance well and win. She had so much pressure on her from Abby, Melissa and the show's viewers at only 8 years old. Some of my arguments in this video relied upon claims made by Abby and Melissa, both of whom desperately excused Maddie's negative emotions. Fortunately, Maddie seems to have really moved on from this, and she has owned her obsession with winning as a kid. She admitted that she was upset when Kenzie beat her in season 5, but is now so proud of all of her achievements. 2. Why was Nia's music career controversial? Again, I gave Abby's words too much credit in this video. Her claiming that Holly was picky about Nia's music doesn't actually seem that unreasonable anymore. We now know that Abby threatened to take away Nia's song, although we don't actually know for sure if she ever bought a song for Nia to begin with. We can also see in the production notes that she tried to take opportunities away from Nia, even bribing people not to work with her. You can tell in this video that I was inclined to believe the other ALDC mums over Holly, because Holly was misrepresented to seem unreasonably argumentative for most of season 5. And the least accurate episode of Dance Mums Uncovered is, without a doubt, the very first one, why Abby was really crying when Maddie forgot her solo. Like I've said before, Abby and Melissa aren't the most reliable sources, especially when it comes to saving face. They were always desperately defending Abby's actions, even if it meant lying or bending the truth. Christy and Kelly still believe that Abby left the competition that day because she was upset about Maddie forgetting her solo. And even though I tried to prove it in the episode, we have no idea if her mum was really in the hospital like Melissa claimed over Twitter. I was still in my Abby apologist era when I made this video. I bought into the show's narrative that deep down she had everyone's best interests at heart, and had a soft side for all the kids. Fortunately, some of the best Dance Mums Uncovered videos pull back the curtains on Abby's true nature. Let's begin with number 10, revealing costume secrets. This video explains really well how costumes were an easy way for production to mess with the cast and cause last-minute panic. I do, however, disagree with my claim that the producers manufactured costume issues to exaggerate Abby's favoritism. I believe that the real reason why particular kids were always given bad costumes was to fluster their mothers. 9. Maddie's concerning relationship with adults. I feel like this video demonstrates how easy it is for adults to have access to child stars in the entertainment industry. I hope that it shows people the warning signs to look out for in these kind of relationships. I also hope that calling attention to the concerning behaviours made by these adults made them second guess breaking any more boundaries with Maddie. I couldn't rank this episode higher on my list because I made a careless mistake. I said that Maddie started at Abby's studio at age 2, but in reality she attended another ballet school at that age and was 4 when she began dancing at the ALDC. 8. Things producers did to aggravate the mums. I feel as though this episode confirms that the producers took note of what would upset each of the mums and then used the information to intentionally hurt them. They used emotional manipulation to stir up drama and storylines for the show. We even learned that the producers were willing to stoop to Abby's level in the way that they would hurt kids in order to make their mums angry. 7. Did the crew care? I think this video is a great glimpse into the reality TV industry as a whole, and what it must have been like to grow up on a TV set. It's good to know that some of the crew members were trying to help the kids in small ways. But it's crazy to see how heartless the producers were in asking crew members to get closer to the crying children. 6. Injuries that the producers ignored. It's infuriating how negligent the producers were with the girls' injuries. It's so careless of them to have forced the girls to dance even when doctors advised them not to. The release forms that I showed during this episode are very telling about how little they cared. We saw the kids dancing through injuries right from the beginning of the show, and I can't help but wonder if they had been addressed properly, whether or not long-term issues could have been avoided. 5. Was Jess and Sea were fame hungry? In general, I don't enjoy videos where I have to criticise the cast. When I first made this video, I was worried that I went in too harshly on Jess. But as time goes on and we learn more about JoJo's childhood, I don't think I was harsh enough. In researching for my documentary about JoJo Siwa's life, I found so many disturbing anecdotes and red flags about Jess's parenting. The documentary and this video provide very compelling evidence that Jess was an intense stage mom. 4. Achieving justice in the fandom. It feels strangely conflicting to rank this video high on my list, because I so badly wish that this episode wasn't necessary. I'm glad that I did have the chance to clear up some of the misrepresentations on the show, including how production tried to make the black dancers look like weak dancers. At one point in the video, I said that Kelly was a Trump supporter, but she has since denied this rumour on Back to the Bar. Going back and watching this video was definitely something I appreciated, because the Black Lives Matter movement has lost some momentum in recent years. But discrimination and police brutality is such a real issue that the black community continues to experience. 3. The harmful body shaming on dance mums. I'm certainly glad that I included trigger warnings throughout that video, because it goes very in depth. Feel free to skip ahead in this video if you think this might be unhelpful for you. I'm very glad I criticised the weight loss teas and unhealthy diet trends that the cast has promoted, because they can truly be damaging to people's health. Sketchy weight loss products will always be on the market, and it's important to research their potential side effects before buying them. It's also important to call out the problematic teaching techniques in the dance world that shames dancers for their body types, because it's certainly not only Abby who will stoop that low. 2. Why Chloe was really excluded in Season 4. It's quite remarkable that such an early video of mine made it this far up the list, but it's still very accurate. I considered this video to be the first moment that I realised that Abby's vindictiveness wasn't an act. It also proves how strong Chloe was for being able to endure this mistreatment for a whole season. Being excluded and bullied when you're a child isn't something you easily forget, and as time has gone on, we have only seen more and more evidence to support the idea that Abby was trying to torture Chloe. And in my opinion, the best video of Dance Mums Uncovered is Eliana and the Destructive World of Teen Influencers. It's probably quite a surprise to a lot of you that I consider this to be my best video, but I'm very passionate about keeping kids out of the public eye. Pulling back the curtain on the concerning culture of child influencers is very important to me, because parents are exploiting their children and laws still aren't strong enough to protect them. The entertainment industry has long been saturated with pedophiles and insanely ridiculous working conditions. Social media has just made all of it more public. There is so much pressure on these teens from their audiences and the people in their lives. And I wish every child influencer would have someone to watch out for their best interests, and to tell them that they're worth so much more than their analytics. So what do you guys think of my rankings? Let me know your favourite and least favourite videos in the comments below. Whether you've been watching for 5 years or even just started watching today, your support means a lot to me. I never intended to be a YouTuber when I first started making fan videos. It was because of all of you watching and enjoying these videos that I actually had the courage to try. So thank you so much for watching and for making the past 5 years so amazing. I'll see you next time. Bye.